Now, y'all remember how I told you about that place that I also find books at a little book barn located in Louisville, Illinois. This is one of those stories that came from that little book barn in Louisville, Illinois. And again, all books will wind up at the Candy Kitchen at some point. We have not been going there lately, and the books are adding up. I think I have 4 book bags ready to go to the Candy Kitchen, not counting the one that I'm reading to you all. So it's nonstop, but that's the way I like it. And hopefully soon we can get these up to the Candy Kitchens and find them a new home. Okay, as you can tell, this was a West Salem school book. And I always like seeing these old-fashioned libraries things on here. It just brings back so many memories. Paul Galdone is the King of Cats author. Let's go ahead, open this book up, read the King of Cats to you. Got several blank pages here. The King of the Cats. It reminds me of the 3 Southern Cats. I loved watching them. I still love watching them, but it's not the same without Willow. Okay, it says over here for Megalodon, and it was published in 1980 by Paul Galdone and printed in the USA. The King of Cats, a ghost story by Joseph Jacobs, retold and illustrated by Paul Galdone. And look at this, Eupton Mifflin. Oh my Lanta, that just brings back so many memories. I can remember having those textbooks in school. One October evening, the grave digger's wife was sitting by the fireside with her big black cat, Old Tom. They were waiting for the grave digger to come home. They waited, and they waited, but he still didn't come. At last he came, rushing in, and as he came in, he called, "Who's Tom Tildrum?" He said it in such a wild way that both his wife and his cat stared at him in fright. "Why, what's the matter?" said his wife. "And why do you want to know who Tom Tildrum is?" "Oh, I've had such an adventure," said the gravedigger. "I was digging away at an old Mr. Fordyce's grave, where I was supposed to, I must have dropped asleep. I only woke up when I heard a cat's meow. Meow, said old Tom in answer. Yes, just like that, said the gravedigger. So I looked over the edge of the grave, and you know what I think I saw? Now, how can I tell, said the wife. Why, 9 black cats, all like our friend Tom here. All of them had white spots on their chests, and why do you think that they were carrying? Why, a small coffin carried with a velvet pail, and on that pail was a small cornet of gold, and at every third step they took, they all cried together. Meow, meow. Meow, said old Tom again, and yes, just like that, said the gravedigger. And as they came nearer and nearer to me, I could see then there more distinctly, because the eyes shone with sort of a green light. The biggest cat of all walking in front, and he looked for all the world like. Suddenly the gravedigger stopped talking. Just look at our Tom and how he's looking at me, the gravedigger said. You'd think he knew what I was saying. Go on, said the wife. Never mind old Tom. Well, as I was saying, the 9 cats came toward me, slowly and solemnly, and every third step they all cried together. Meow, said the old Tom again. Yeah, just like that, said the gravedigger. The cats came on, and they stood right opposite of Mr. Fordyce's grave where I was. Then they all stood still and looked straight at me, and I did feel queer, that I did. But look at old Tom, said the grave digger. He's looking right at me just like they did. Go on, said the wife. Never mind old Tom. Where was I? Said the grave digger. Oh, yes, there they all stood looking at me, when the one that wasn't carrying the coffin came forward. Staring straight at me, he said to me, yes, I tell you, he said to me in a squeaky voice, tell Tom Tildrum that Tim Taldrum's dead. And that's why I asked if you knew who Tom Tildrum was. For how can I tell Tom Tildrum that Tim Tildrum's dead if I don't know who Tom Tildrum is? Look at old Tom, screamed the gravedigger's wife. And well he might look, for Tom was swelling and Tom was staring, and at last Tom shrieked out, well, what, old Tim's dead? Then I, Tom Tildrum, am king of the cats. And old Tom rushed up the chimney and was never seen again. That was a cute, spooky little story. Wish I would have got to it when we had Halloween. Sorry that I didn't. Thank you for tuning in on that. I'll see you again soon with 2 more books. As always, stay safe and keep peace.